how AI can keep a 95% data accuracy score, right? This is going to be a simple video showing you exactly how we use AI and how you guys can also use AI to ensure you guys are getting the highest quality data. So let's kick it off, right? First things first, right? How does AI actually create and how does AI work with data? Well, I think the first thing that we got to know is AI is not making data. All AI is simply doing is collecting data and bringing it together, then verifying it and presenting it to you on a clean plate. So here's a little example of what AI essentially is, right? So one major tool that we use is Clay. If you haven't heard of it, it's a big one in terms of verifying data, bringing data together. And that's exactly why it works like an octopus, right? Rather than just having 1 point of data, it brings, say, 6 points of data all together, verifies it, and presents you with the highest quality one. Because when you solely rely on a platform like, say, Apollo, ZoomInfo, maybe Lusher, it's like just taking one person's word for it. And as you can imagine, right, if you were to find out, okay, where am I going to put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into data that could potentially make me very, very well more, right? Are you really going to want to just take one person's word for it? Probably not. And that's why AI is so good, because it's like taking a group's, opinion on the data. So rather than just taking the first piece of data you get, it's like, okay, let's take this data. What do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about it? Is it verified? Is it not, right? Bringing together lots of people's opinions. Now, I want to actually show you how we enrich our data here. First things first, right? If you can see my screen, yes, you can. We're on this platform called Clay. Now, Clay, just like I mentioned earlier, awesome tool for bringing data together, verifying it, making sure it is valid. So I'm just going to bring that into screen a little bit more. What you're going to want to do, right? You're on the Clay platform. Let's say you have a list of, say, 1,000 people's name, their email, their company domain, their LinkedIn profiles, and now what you want is their email, and you also want their phone numbers. It's quite simple how it works, right? You'd come over to here, you'd add enrichment. Now we might go, say, let's go with mobile phone number. So we're going to want to go here. So let's say mobile phone number, bang. Now what it's going to do, it's going to provide us with a few options. For example, we can see Forger here, Lead Magic, Clay Enrichments, Contact Out Data, Gamma, Prospio, Wizard, People Data Labs. These are essentially like the different people's opinions. So Lusher, rather than just having one, which maybe say be Lusher, we're now going to be like, no, let's get the phone number from however many people we have here, 8 people, for example, and you'd click save and it would start to run them. And it would look very similar to this one. So in this sheet, we've got a couple thousand people. However, we're just going to do 100 to start with. So as you can see here, right, it's got each of the individual enrichments. We would want to come over here. We link it to the LinkedIn profile. So that way, that's the first sort of thing where we're like identifying them. We click here, run all rows that don't have errors, and you can start to see they're queued. So now what's going to happen is quite simple. It's going to waterfall enrichment, meaning it's going to go to Forger first and be like, okay, do we have their phone numbers? For example, some of them, it doesn't have their phone numbers. So then it goes to the next platform and then the next platform. Obviously, some of them gets their phone numbers straight away. Now, as you can imagine, right, there's a few missing phone numbers from this first one, which is understandable. So imagine if you had put thousands of dollars into a platform like Lusher to get a very similar thing where, quite frankly, you're missing a lot of phone numbers. It wouldn't be very helpful because then you're sort of left in the blue a fair bit. And that's why platforms like this are so good, because you can get a very, very fair, grab of data. So there we have it. So the AI has gone through, found all the phone numbers that it can. Now, being quite frank, the AI is not going to play around, right? If it can't find a high quality phone number, it's not going to give it to you, because we're not going to try fill your contacts up with phone numbers that we think may be right, because calling up a phone number and then getting some, say for example, some random person across the other side of the world, it's just not going to be helpful, right? So we only have the highest quality phone numbers go through. Now, as you can see here, right, we get a nice amount of phone numbers. This is scraped across the internet. Best part about this is you're also even getting more phone numbers than other platforms would even find. For example, like Lusher, like Apollo. Best part as well, it's a lot cheaper than going through those mainstream platforms, and they all instantly go through a verification. Now, this verification is quite simple. It's as if the AI in the background had called up the phone number, make sure that it's a real phone number connected to a real person. This way, you're not getting any disconnected phone numbers or anything like that. So, there we have it, right? Simple way you guys can ensure that you guys are getting the highest quality data. AI is doing most of the work, bringing all the data points together. We're not taking one person's word for it. We're taking the whole group. If you guys want to understand a little bit more about how Clay works, we've actually been implementing this infrastructure for a fair few recruitment agencies across Australia. You can book a call with myself and I'll show you how not only do we verify the contact information, but how we're actually able to go through, find other details like job postings, how much funding companies have got, but then also write every single lead their own messaging sequence. If you want to learn a little bit more like that, just click the link below or jump onto my profile. Either way, I hope you guys got a little bit of value and understand a little bit more now how AI ensures high quality data. Speak soon.